Hey, it's Chris here. I've got Jordan with me as usual, and my family's here today too. We're gonna do some tobogganing with this brand new Panasonic GH2. You know what's great about this camera? A lot of my customers come in, they got families, and they're looking for a good camera. And a lot of people say, okay, well, I want the image quality that an SLR can give me, and I want to be able to do the manual control. But at the same time, I don't want anything too bulky. I don't want to carry a whole bunch of lenses. And I also maybe want to shoot video, like a camcorder. I mean, where's that perfect all-in-one camera? And Panasonic has been making this Micro Four Thirds series for a while. This is the latest in their family, and I'd say this is the closest that they've come to making an excellent all-in-one camera. We're going to talk a lot about the advanced features, but I mean, check this out. If you want a big zoom range, these things come with 14 to 140s. That gives you a 28 to almost 300 millimeter equivalent lens. So it's a good general purpose zoom. Only one lens that we have to carry, but we do have a whole bunch of other lenses to use. This camera also takes beautiful stills. They've upped this up to 16 megapixels at 4:3 aspect ratio. And remember, these chips are big. They're much larger than your standard point and shoot. You get beautiful low light performance. They give you image quality very similar to a high-end SLR. And we also have all the manual controls. We've got the bulb mode, we've got the aperture control, the shutter control, the ISO, and so on. So this camera really does give us a very, very high-end still camera. It gives us a big zoom. It's fairly small, fairly compact. I mean, a lot smaller than, a Nikon or a Canon and 3 lenses. And at the same time, the video on this thing is amazing. One of the things they've really done here on the GH2 is given us a high-def video camera with autofocusing. And that's a key. I mean, I know SLRs have high-def video, and they do a great job, but you can't autofocus very easily, or in some cases at all. But a camera like this gives a family a video camera that they can use, track their kids. Hopefully, we'll get my kids here tracked while we're tobogganing, and really just show you a lot of the features of something like this as an all-in-one camera. See, this continuous is working nice. Okay. Let's see if we get video as we go down, all right? Okay, here we go. And if we get hurt really bad, I love you, okay? All right. All right, here we go.
Great!
Oh.
That was awesome!
All right, we're gonna test out the GH2's autofocusing system for continuous, see how well it can track a moving subject. The GH2 shoots at 5 frames per second, which really makes it the fastest shooting Micro Four Thirds camera on the market. It can also shoot 40 frames per second, but only at 4 megapixels. So we're gonna try this at full res, 16 megapixel, 5 pictures per second, using the tracking system, the touch system. We can touch on a target, and the camera should hopefully follow us as we go down here. Let's see what happens. Ready, Jordan?
Remember,
right.
Steer.
I'm
when
gonna
you see a
steer.
bump.
Steer when I see a bump.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right, now the GH2 is also really exciting because although they've upped the megapixels to 16, this camera takes beautiful, beautiful photos in low light at high ISO. We're very, very impressed by the performance. This has now been updated to go from 160 ISO to 12,800. We're gonna do a moderate test, go through all the ISO ranges, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200, and see what we get here, okay? Now, the other thing I love too that we've talked about a bit is this touch screen, and this is also a feature that they've carried on from cameras like the G2. The touch screen's nice, it's very sensitive, and I've actually noticed as long as you've got girly fingers like me, it's easy enough to switch the menu systems, and even with gloves on, the screen responds. So I'm going to touch here on my family, get my focus locked in, there we go, and let's try these. So first shot here, we're going to be at ISO 200. And let's try as we go up to 400 here, and we'll just go through all the ISOs and see what kind of results we get here. Again, pay attention to the shadow detail. We've got very, very nice blacks. We're not getting a lot of noise. Remember, this sensor is quite a bit smaller than what you'd find on a standard SLR. And yet, they really, they just pulled out the processing really well. Hey, Kaibashi. Hey, you're in the shot, kiddo. You gonna sit with your mommy? There we go. And we'll try 12,800 to see what we get. Fantastic. So you can see, we're getting a lot of noise at the high ISOs, but it works. It's something this camera has as an option if you need it. And at anything moderate like 800, 1600, 3200, it's really very impressive for a camera with this sensor size. All right, now one of the things I love about this camera, it focuses very fast as usual. And even though we've got a long zoom on here, I can easily focus on my son Kai here, no problem, even at these short distances. So I'm gonna try going down backwards. It looks like fun. I'm sure he'll be safe. He's got a helmet on. Hi folks, so the reason I'm so intimate with this wall here right now is we're getting a lot of wind up here on these arches, but I want to talk to you guys about the screens. Now, of course, as you can see, rotating flip screen, pretty standard, 3-inch TFT, and of course, touch screens we've talked about. It's almost 0.5 megapixel resolution, so it's not bad. I mean, you can certainly manually focus with it. It's nice to use, and Panasonic, their screens are really fantastic when you're in bright sunlight. Not that we have any of that today here. But one of the things I also really love on this camera is the EVF, the electronic viewfinder. This thing is about 1.5 megapixels, just a bit over. It's sharp, it's beautiful, so nice to manually focus with. And they've actually put it in a 2:3 aspect ratio, so it means less letterboxing when you're doing things like movie mode. Now the aspect ratio is another cool thing about this camera. This is a 16 megapixel image, that's what you get. However, it's actually an 18 megapixel sensor. It's slightly oversized. And what that does is it means that when we switch to aspect ratios like 2:3 or 16:9, we don't lose as much. We don't crop as much as we normally would. You get 16 megapixels at 4:3. If you go to 2:3, you're getting 15 megapixels. And at 16:9, you're getting 14. So, I mean, you're getting this wonderful, wonderful pixel count without having to crop majorly because of that oversized chip. Really, really great idea on their part. Oh, it's good. It's cold outside. That's why we came in here, have some hot chocolate and warm up. But it was fun tobogganing. We haven't done that in a long time, I don't think. And yeah, we got hurt pretty bad. My wrist is killing me. My bum hurts a lot. Jordan seems all right. Johnny got kicked in the face. He's been better. But, you know, it was a good test for the GH2 because there's a lot of fast action and we wanted to see how that did. And actually, we were very impressed. I mean, as you saw, the GH2 handled autofocusing very, very well. I mean, stills-wise, as always with any G-Series camera, you touch the shutter, the thing fires right away. I mean, the focus is really fast. But when it came to the stills and that 5 frame per second shooting, it was very impressive. I mean, there were some shots it missed, certainly, but I don't see why it wouldn't keep up with family action, pets, kids, that kind of stuff, you know, very easily. It handled it beautifully. And when it came to the video, the continuous autofocusing was very impressive. It certainly will outfocus any other DSLR out there in video. So, you know, if you're looking for something that can keep up with your kids, keep up with action, keep up with wildlife, you can't go wrong with the GH2. It's going to do the job for you. You know, some of the things that we also liked about the camera, the video quality, stunning as always. I mean, the video quality on this is excellent. And they've added a few new features. This teleconverter that you can do, I mean, it wouldn't be a GH2 review without talking about this teleconverter. There's an electric teleconverter, and what that basically does is the GH2 is going to get you about a 2.6 times crop factor over your original focal length, okay? And this is going to give you the exact same quality, colors the same, noise was very similar, you know, very sharp, very clean. So really no quality loss, no light loss, but this extra range out of the lens with this electronic teleconverter. Basically, because it's a big chip, Panasonic decided, well, hey, why not just zoom in, digitally as it were, down to the sort of 2 megapixels that high definition roughly does, and at the same time, not have to do any interpolation or any sort of, you know, removal of lines or anything like that. I mean, you know, very little digital editing, and it was fantastic. The quality is fantastic, and if you want that extra reach, if you're doing wildlife or sports, again, fantastic at that extra reach. It's a nice feature. The only thing I kind of don't like on the camera, there's a couple things. I mean, the menus, when you get into the custom functions, there's a lot of them. I mean, I haven't seen that many custom functions since using my Nikon. But, you know, you get through them, you set them up, and hopefully you never have to really go back in there again. The menus are easy. The new quick menu with the touch screen, again, as long as you have dainty fingers like mine, you can make it work. And you know what? If you don't like the touch screen, you can get everything through the standard menu controls with control pads. So if you don't like it, you don't have to use it. The sub-mini microphone input is a little off-putting. It'd be nice to have a full headphone jack, but you know what? I guess it just means getting an adapter. It's an extra part. It's kind of a pain. I think Panasonic wants you to use a proprietary microphone, but get the adapter and then you can use all the stuff that we like to use as well. But overall, really, really good camera. Let's just take a bit of a segue from tobogganing in this house and this hot chocolate to some concert footage. Check this out. Because one of the things the GH2 does so well is low light. I mean, again, we talked about it already in the video. The low light performance on this is fantastic. This is all high def video shot on the GH2. You can see the autofocusing can keep up. We did a lot of manual focusing here though too, just to get the focus where we wanted it. Any camera will have a bit of issues in low light. But we also shot this at ISO 3200 for most of the video, and you can see, again, really respectable control of the noise. Things are still nice and sharp, action's being held well, color holds up. I mean, whatever they've done in this chip, whatever they've done in this processing, they've done a really good job, and it will certainly get you very nice results in low light. So, you know, overall, I hope you had a good time with the video. If you're looking for a camera that can really be sort of a true all-in-one or a true hybrid, this is about as close as it gets. Video, stills, compactness, lots of lenses. I mean, Panasonic's coming out with new G-series lenses all the time for their entire system. There's a new 100 to 300 out there, which is very, very promising. So, I mean, really, this could be your go-to camera for a lot of stuff. Very fast, very good image quality, very good video. Come check it out at the store. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much.
Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely hailing now.
Oh, we survived. So I guess we got to make more movies together. I was kind of hoping I'd be done with you.